Supposed to snow till 4 p.m. Oh my goodness. It's wet. It's very wet snow underneath. Oh, we're having a big old storm out here. Big old storm. Aaron's been keeping the driveway shoveled. Okay, so we just had the turkeys and then a tree fell. Can't see it, but right here, a tree fell. We thought it landed on our garage. It didn't, but there's trees falling everywhere. So we're thinking about leaving if we can leave. Well, Aaron was trying to get a tree out of the road so that a car wouldn't hit it. And then another tree fell and narrowly missed him. So now we are escaping this tree fallen hell that we are in. And we are headed out. So we're gonna go try to find a hotel to stay at. I don't know if there's gonna be one available, but we're gonna try. Gotta go. I guess we need that on.
Yeah, we do. Predicament that we're in. Oh shit, I don't even know if we can get out that road.
And there's a car coming down.
No, I can't go this way.
Damn, there's a tree right there.
It's just bad weather everywhere. How weird. It's buried at Hagen. So this is the interstate 97.
Interstate 97. Is this an interstate?
Well, I mean it's a highway.
Highway or bypass or something. It's 97. It's a main, well, what we consider an interstate. It's not quite crazy like the interstates back east that we lived around. 64.
It's not like I-5 or anything, but it's a highway.
It's not I-5 or Interstate 64 or 81 where people are flying. Nice, quiet road. Official foggy whiteout. Go somewhere where trees won't fall on us.
Slight right onto the ramp to Main Street, then use the left lane to merge onto Main Street.
Hey, Ian. Okay. Okay, what was the name of the form? What?
They told me download the video.
Hi guys. Hi, how's it going?
Good. How are you guys?
We got a gym, but we didn't bring any gym shoes. We just got boots on.
Yep. How does he know
All right, so this is our cool room. We're gonna stay in for the next 2 nights probably because we're having a whiteout currently. That's a lake right out here. You got a nice lake view. No trees are gonna fall on us here, so we're safe. Safe and sound. We can breathe now.
Did you see them dive? That's so baby.
Hotel life. All right.
That was not me. There he is. See him over there?
It's in the water.
Look at him kicking his little legs. And the duck's like, where are you
All the
going?
mergansers.
The muskrat. Stop kissing me, Dad.
Look at all the mergansers. Oh, look, they all went down at the same time. Look at that.
No way.
Yes, they did. They're doing synchronized merganser swimming. Watch them all come up. Bonk, there's one. Here they come, here they come.
Is that a muskrat?
Where? Oh yeah, is he
On
on?
the stick, on the stick.
They
No, he's
all are.
not.
They all came back.
Is he on the stick?
They're gonna dive down again. Hold on a second, don't touch that.
Do you see him?
Oh, I see him. Yeah, he's on the stick.
He's like chewing all the bark off.
He's so cute. He's just, they're loving this weather. They're made for this.
Stop pinching me. Whoa. So big. I don't know. Have. Can you please stop?
That's so cool, the little heads bobbing up.
Mom, look, you can see the muskrat on the stick. Down there. Ow! Did someone just pinch you?
It is. All right, we are still at the hotel this morning. We got ourselves a continental breakfast, French toast, sausage, and scrambled eggs. This is what it's looking like outside. The power's been out for 30 hours. We're back at our house. Still no power.
I used the blessed cup.
Yep.
Well, that one just...
It has a little bit of tea in it. I would just rinse it out. That is so funny how they pop up through the water like that.
Huh?
I saw a big thing that looks like a muskrat.
Diary day 2, Snowstorm. It is officially, the power's been out for about 34 hours or so at our house. We have freezers with meat and stuff. We just abandoned everything because the trees were falling all around us, and Aaron was almost crushed by a tree, and I almost witnessed it. When I say almost, like I was witnessing it, and thank God he didn't get crushed by the tree. So when that incident happened, he came inside and we left the house. Within a half hour, we were packed up and had the vehicle cleaned off and got out the driveway. There was trees down on some of the roads out. Trees down on all the power lines, trees falling all around our house, and we were not gonna stay in our house and risk one of those giant pine trees falling on our house. Not after what we lived through in England when I was 2 months. I was like a month and a half postpartum after I had my second baby. I had a 18-month-old toddler sleeping upstairs in a room, and he was taking a nap, and I was downstairs. My dad was visiting. We're looking out the window. I'm holding my newborn baby. Look out the window, and we see an iron bench, I kid you not, flipping across the yard. And moments later, we started to hear crashing, and for a split second, I thought it was a jet crashing through the roof. So I'm waiting for this massive explosion, right? Because we live near an airbase. And so I'm thinking there's a jet crashing. So the bench is flipping, then we hear the crashing, and I immediately put the baby down and run upstairs because my other child was up there, and a tree had fallen through the roof, and it had a tiled roof. And so it was it was like bricks falling onto wooden floor, basically, is what it sounded like. Very loud. The baby was in his crib, wide awake, eyes wide open because it startled him awake, and I scooped him up, and thank goodness everybody was safe. But slight PTSD from that episode. So once the trees started breaking all around us, I got very anxious. Aaron was very anxious. He was not home the day the tree fell through our house though, but it was just too much. He had ringing in his ears from the adrenaline and the cortisol and everything from the tree falling and hitting the power line and nearly landing on him. So there was that whole situation. So for our systems, we are so anxious about this move. It's been so stressful. The last 3 months have been so stressful. And in 10 days, we move. And there's 2 feet of snow at our house right now. And trees falling everywhere. And we have no power. And our meat is probably rotting at this point. Hopefully it's cold enough in the garage, everything's staying cold, but I'm very concerned about that. I'm very concerned about the meat in our freezers because we have elk meat and deer meat and grass-fed cow meat that is a precious resource. And so as long as everything is safe, we did have a tree fall and we thought it landed on the house, but it landed on the fence line. It was just so loud, it sounded like it landed. I mean, it didn't sound like it landed. It was like the garage. It was the farthest garage on our house. And we thought maybe it landed on that because it was a big crash. But when the trees fall, they just take all the branches of all the trees as they go down. So it was all the crashing of all the branches. Total now 4 trees down in my neighbor's yard. My other neighbor said that there was another tree down in his yard this morning. I've been checking up on my neighbors and making sure that everybody's okay out there. They've got wood heat. All of our neighbors have wood heat. We're the crazies that don't have a wood stove. And our gas stove at the moment's not working properly, so we didn't feel safe using that at the moment. So it's a lot of things. Hopefully tomorrow we'll be back. I'm sick. So I started getting sick yesterday, and anytime I get really stressed out, my immune system says, nope. And the kids all kind of had a cold bug, so that's what I've gotten now. I've gotten whatever they had. And so just not feeling well, being out of the home and everything. And Aaron said, we're moving in 10 days. He just got the notification, the military notification that the move has been set up. So we have one final move. We have 2 years left to use this final move, and we're using it this year. I don't think anything's going to change in the next 2 years. I don't see anything changing. I don't see Aaron applying for jobs anywhere else in a year or two. So we just decided, because of the stress of moving and how stressful it is to move a family of 7, that we'll use that military benefit to move us one last time. So we were hoping to move back to Virginia. That was a devastating no, big fat no, that we weren't going to move back to Virginia or the East Coast after applying for multiple jobs. Aaron needs more experience. And then he was offered an amazing job in Oregon. And so an opportunity he couldn't say no to. And so that's what we're taking. And it's just a 2-hour away move, but wintertime and all the stress, we both have backs and, physical limitations. I've got herniated discs. He's got his own set of physical health problems. So we are trying to, self-preservation first, right? He cannot get injured before going into this new job. I cannot get injured because I have no support system. So using this final move, thank goodness we have people that are coming to pack up our stuff and move us, because my brain cannot do that. But we're excited, but I'm also scared and nervous and all those things too. We are downsizing a little bit. It's a smaller house. It has smaller garage space. We have a lot of, between golf clubs and mountain bikes, we got a lot of equipment for our family to play those 2 sports or to be active in those 2 sports. So, and then deep freezers for meat and things like that, hunting equipment. And Aaron's a mechanic, so he's worked on all of our vehicles. So we have all of his tools, and then all of my tools, all of my food preservation stuff. So it's a lot of stuff, and we have downsized and downsized. And now I have 10 days to downsize. And I know that when we get there, we can have a yard sale. We're going to be living in a neighborhood very similar to what we live in now. Very similar. Eerily similar. Because where we live now, We've got access to trails, walking trails, mountain bike trails, the river. It's amazing. I thought we're never going to be able to find that in this new town that we're moving to. But we've decided to live outside of that town and on the outskirts of society. And we found a neighborhood that has rivers and trails and slow driving people on paved, little neighborhood roads. There's no sidewalks or anything like that, but the roads are maintained, not by the state, but by, I guess, the neighborhood. So they are plowed and things like that, but they're paved. It's in the woods, and it is the best thing that we could find for our family at this time, at this season. And we're very pleased with the home and everything. I think I'm just nervous about the amount of things we have. And even after eliminating, I've given away everything, you guys. I have a few things for sale on Facebook, but most of that stuff I end up giving to all my friends. So my friends have been the beneficiaries of bunk bed sets, and a million things. Everything I can, we've just purged. I've just been giving everything away. Trampoline, outdoor play equipment, climbing gym, exercise equipment, just like all the things that we've accumulated over the last 9 years since we've lived in Klamath Falls, and we had a big garage space, and now we're going to a small garage space and storage space. So we've got to get rid of all the things that we don't use very much. I've given away a whole furniture set, like an outdoor furniture set, and so many things. I can't even name them all, but just get rid of it, because the more things you have, the more stressful life can be. Coming from a hoarding, like my mom was kind of a hoarder at one point in her life. My granny was a bit of a hoarder, and terrified of ending up with a hoarded home. I have always been very proactive about purging things, keeping things that my kids can reuse over and over, clothing, things like that, but purging unnecessary things. So this move has been a giant cleansing. I have purged so much stuff, and that feels good, but I feel like there's so much more stuff to go. So much more stuff that we cannot take, because there's just no room in this house for it. And that's been a bit stressful. I know we can pile everything into the garage all the way up to the ceiling. That doesn't go in the house, and we can sort through it, or keep it all boxed up, and in a year, because we're renting, in a year maybe we'll find a home to purchase. We think the market's going to change. We're planning to sell our home here, and sell the home here before the market kind of does its thing. Potentially, if the market crashes, we thought about keeping our home here and renting it, but the anxiety and stress of that, after we've already had a rental home in our last home that we had while we lived in England, people destroyed it, and our property manager was horrible, and that left a bad taste in our mouth. We tried to find a property manager here that would help manage our home if in a rental situation, or at least find us tenants to rent it, because we don't want to deal with that. We would just like a property management to do that. And then we have friends who manage their own properties, and they could help because they live nearby. We could hire them to manage. Sorry, my cold's kicking in. We can hire them. It's making my sinuses are flaring up on this side. I'm not crying. Then we could hire our friends potentially to manage our home rental situation. They could do the maintenance. They could, take care of everything, or let us know everything when things happen. And, but after living through a horrific money losing situation, we should have probably hung on to that house, because it is worth like 3 times what it was when we sold it, and we had to short sale it. Lessons learned 10 years ago, I guess it's been now nearly 10 years ago that we dealt with that situation. But after experiencing something like that and being burned so bad by a rental agency and by your renters, and literally there was grease dripping from the ceiling, they allowed their dogs to urinate all over the hardwood floors. There was big black stains all over the hardwood floors that were completely through the floors from where they just allowed their dogs to urinate all over the floors for the years that they lived there. And the property manager never did anything about it and never told me. All she did was came to me with complaints from the renters of things that I needed to fix that they broke, like the ceiling fans and things like all the things that when I left were in perfect working order were completely destroyed by these people. And then the house also had, I think, roaches and stuff because there was like spots all over. It looked like bug poop all over the walls. I don't know what it was. It was horrible, 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 horrible. And I think they even had more people living in the home than actually were on the rental lease agreement. And the leasing agent was lying to us about that. The rental agency company. Anyways, long story short, all of these things have been weighing on me heavily because I try to think of the pros and cons of every single situation, and it has been absolutely mentally debilitating. And to have no guidance on the topics for Aaron and I, because we don't have people in our lives that are really knowledgeable about all of this. Of course, it would be wise to keep the home and rent it and have a long-term rental situation, but I just don't know if that is the route that we want to go with at this season in life and have that on our shoulders, a property to manage and all the maintenance and everything that comes with it. Even though we've done a ton of maintenance, but the whole trees falling on the house situation, if that happens, that's scary. And then we'd have to deal with that. So there's a lot to consider. Excited about our new home. Excited to share that with you guys. It's going to be different. It's definitely different. And we're going to have a wood stove. It's like a cozy little cabin. It's a cozy little cabin for our family. So stay tuned. I'm going to try to share as much of this process with you guys as I can. And hopefully you guys hang around for it, and I will take you along the move. When the movers come, I think they plan 4 days to pack up the house and get it moved. And then it's a couple days between packing up the house and then actually we will have the house up there already, but there's going to be a couple of days between when all of our house is packed up and when they actually get it to the new house. So we're going to be, I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know if we're going to stay in the home and work on cleaning it and just camp out on the floor. I think that's probably the route we're going to go. Camp out on the floor, and then we can clean the home. We can have I'm going to hire a few friends to come over and help me clean and get the house ready. And then the realtor, real estate agent, whoever is going to come in, take pictures, list it for us. And whatever happens, happens. We could have had it listed already. I could not handle the stress. I'm being completely transparent here. I absolutely cannot handle the stress of trying to keep the house clean for people to come view it. Or the family is very helpful. Everybody can clean up. We can get the house cleaned in under 30 minutes with 7 of us, picking everything up under 15 minutes. But it's the constant stress of having appointments, having showings, all of that, while trying to organize and sort and purge everything, while we have contractors in the home fixing things, because that's all going on right now. And we're in a hotel and there's a snowstorm and there's tree branches and trees falling on the power. Like, it's just pure chaos. It's pure chaos. My system is completely overloaded and there's no way I could handle listing the house before we moved out. So I'm so thankful that we're in a position right now that we can move out, get to our next place and have our house listed. And hopefully it sells in the next few months. Hopefully. So we'll see how it all goes. We might end up renting it out. It's a beautiful home. I know it would make a family very, very happy. It's such a beautiful home. I know somebody's going to fall in love with it as much as I did, because when we moved here and we signed a year lease when we initially moved here. And within 6 months of living here, that house came up on the market and Aaron was like, we got to go look at this house. And I was like, it's got blue carpet. It's blue. I don't want to go look at it. But we went and looked at it and fell in love with the property, fell in love with the big, gorgeous windows, all the natural light, the south-facing windows, the backyard, the darkness at night. You can see every single star in the sky. It's just so amazing. The river walks, all the things that are the river, the loop down to the river and back, the walk up to the top of the mountain with the view of the river and the whole Klamath Basin. It's just such a phenomenal place to live, and selling it has been heartbreaking, or thinking about selling it has been utterly heartbreaking for me, completely shattered. I gave birth to 2 babies in that home. And it's time to move on.
Go back. Is that you?
Yes, that's me.
Yes. All right, just
From hey.
they're earrings.
Oh.
Aiken.
Wait a second.
Go back.
Take it!
No.
Take it R!
What is your favorite food other than chocolate? Do you keep Cheyenne's feathers? How old is
Shannon.
Oh, cool.
Riker, 12, Torsten.
Where's the other earring? Did she drop it?
Kim, hanging us a few questions. What is your favorite food other than chocolate?
Sushi.
Oh, I can't choose chocolate. Sushi.
Yes, she's gonna open the box.
How old is Cheyenne?
Oh, she is 27.
Wow.
Oh, lady, she's
Yeah.
They can live till like 100.
We also have a first. We have Chaka portrait.
Annika, they showed your picture.
It's your first.
Aww.
So there's the photo of chocolate.
Chocolate.
That's awesome. Annika. And there's a picture of chocolate. Oh. I'm flattered.
You can also send the bird and salted and roasted peanuts. Slowly sour always just crawlers for me and chocolate crumbs. Please.
Please, thank
The what?
you.
Origami.
Should we see if chocolate is smart enough
I don't think
to know
that-
what peanut is?
Did you send it origami?
I've never tried one of these. We don't often give peanuts.
She might not have.
Chocolate.
They might not
This
have.
is a treat. Oh. Oh
Ooh,
my
chocolate
gosh.
light.
Are you actually gonna eat it, or are you just gonna? Yeah, she so
Oh, she
far
knows
has
what to
just
do.
eaten shell. Oh, do you like it? Oh,
She's
she's
like,
just
oh.
gonna
Get the origami.
chew it up and drop it. It's okay.
Get
It's-
my
Oh, and there it goes. Well, I think she still likes it.
Get my
Sometimes chocolate's got about half a brain cell.
Yeah, she's not very smart yet. Get it?
Well, snowstorm is over. Oh, for today. It's supposed to start again tomorrow, but the sun is out. We can see across the lake. So beautiful. None of the birds are really out yet. They will be soon. See if we've got the little muskrat over there anywhere. Oh, so glad to see the clouds going away. Bye-bye, snowstorm. Get out of here. Power is still out. Power is definitely still out. Here's some cars coming down the interstate. Interstate's looking pretty clear. People are moving. But our neighborhood is under a slushy amount of snow. The roads are not properly plowed. It is a huge mess. Aaron tried to get back yesterday. He did make it back, but it's too much of a mess and the power's still out, so we may be here for another day. We don't have heat, alternative heat at our house at this time. So we had to come where we could keep our 5 children warm. Aaron and the kids went down to get breakfast, so I'm gonna go down and join them now. I'm just gonna pick up some trash on my way out because we've been staying here for 3 days and we've got, well, every day we have a lot of trash, so I'm just gonna clean up real quick. The ice is breaking up. Still got some ice out there. Also, I think it's safe to share with you guys what I'm doing to get over this cold quick, like what I'm doing to not be sick. So I started feeling sick and I immediately took 2 drops of oil of oregano and 8 pumps of this kick-ass biotic, okay? Both of these in combination have helped have helped a lot. Anytime I get sick or stressed out, I start to get a recurring abscess in this side of my throat. We don't know why. It's just this bizarre thing. There's probably some kind of infection in my wisdom tooth pocket from when I had my wisdom teeth removed, and it's probably just a festering thing that's always there and that will never go away. So my immune system gets low. Whatever's going on back there in my throat and back in my ear, nose, and throat area, starts to get infected and flare up, and then my throat starts to hurt. I get really swollen on that side of my throat. It's horrible. This nips it in the bud completely. Like this and oil of oregano, they are killing my cold, and they are killing, I was starting to have pain and pressure. Taking this, the pain and pressure is going away, and I'm taking more. Keeping up on my dosages, because these are the only things that I have found to keep this recurring infection that I've had for the last 8 years. 8 years I've been to ENT and everything. They don't know why it happens. But I'm convinced it's a wisdom tooth pocket back there. That's where it's kind of happening, but it goes to the soft tissue of the soft palate of the back of my mouth. But that's how I stay healthy. Ever since I found this concoction about a year or two ago, I have not had a raging infection in my throat. I've always been able to nip it in the bud in the beginning. So if you are prone to getting sick, if you have a compromised immune system, if you have, I have an IgG subclass 4 deficiency, I'm not able to make immunoglobulins against ear, nose, and throat infections. It's a real thing. I had special testing, and there's also some other stuff that I'm dealing with my comprised immune system. They wanted me to go and have infusions and see an immunologist and all this kind of stuff. I haven't. I've given up on allopathic medicine. Let's just be real. Given up on it for now, especially during this transition. I'm going to reestablish with a care provider, my nurse practitioner. I've had 4 nurse practitioners in the last 5 years, 6 years, whatever it's been. Working on my 4th one. I got to find a 4th one. I've had no continuity of care and loads of health issues. So that's been really frustrating. But these 2 things have kept my infections at bay. So if you struggle with ear, nose, and throat infections, get some oil of oregano, get yourself some kick-ass biotic. It has in it Uncia lichen, bee propolis, baptista root, bone set, areolis, whole golden seal, root extract, red root, hops strobile, echinacea root, myrrh gum, and a bunch of other stuff. So it's got the stuff in it that's going to get your immune system working and kill off infections. Oregon is known for all of its logging business, and Klamath Falls is actually a big time logging town, and they used the river and the lakes to manage and move all of the logs. Old growth wood. You just see like how old the metal, the imperfections in the metal. It is hard to focus on, but it's just really cool to see. Little update as the kids and I walk the halls of the hotel and get some exercise and get our legs moving. Aaron's back at the house. He and Riker are trying to get the driveway cleared. Still no power. It is now day 3. The power cut on briefly, I think for 4 hours. So the plan is, and the last time I talked to him, he's gonna open up the freezers. He's gonna open up the freezers, and if the food is not thawed, if all the meat's not thawed or started to thaw, his plan is to bag it up in trash bags, big heavy black trash bags, and set it out in the snow. It's supposed to be 10 degrees. It's supposed to be freezing. Very, very, very cold the next couple days, and we have another snowstorm coming. So we have no power and no way to heat our home currently. We have a gas stove. It's just a bit out of commission because we have to get a gas stove person in there to blow out the line or something. I don't know. Anyway, so we're not using it at the moment, and that's our alternative heat source. So that is why we are in a hotel. You okay?
I'm going to go down the stairs.
Okay.
I can't run down.
Are your legs getting tired because we're not used to stairs?
I am, but I want to run really fast. Can we go this way?
No, we're gonna keep going down the stairs. We're not running. We're not allowed to run in the hotel, so we gotta walk. We're just gonna do our laps walking. They do have a pool here. We don't have swimsuits. Aaron's back at the house. We could get him to bring swimsuits, but I just think we're gonna stay out of the pool. So he's back at the house. They're dealing with, he's not gonna call and tell me probably about the meat situation because he does not want me to stress about that. That is a major financial loss if we did not save the meat in time. And that should have been more of a priority. We should have taken care of it yesterday. But the power cut back on yesterday and we thought, okay, well, it'll be fine. But of course, obviously it wasn't because trees are still falling. Trees are still falling. So he's not informed me of the tree situation. I mean, of the meat situation, just to keep me calm because I don't need any more bad news or things that are gonna make me anxious because my body is revolting. I'm experiencing severe anxiety from, I guess I've trained my body to be anxious in reaction to stress. So I've been dealing with major anxiety. So trying to exercise through it, trying to stay moving and stay focused on other things. And everything's gonna be okay because we're safe and that's what matters.